I'm gonna touch you. It burns. Oh, my eyes. Hi there, I'm your favorite libertarian, and today we're going to be discussing the merits and drawbacks of pepper spray. I'll also show you how I carry and deploy it as part of my EDC, talk about where it fits in the continuum of force, share my pepper spray story, explain why this is something everyone should have, and point you to some additional resources before we finish up here today. But first, I want to thank our friends at Palm Pepper Spray for making this video possible. They were kind enough to send us a wide variety of spicy face delivery systems so you can figure out which one makes the most sense for you. Full disclosure, Palm is an affiliate of the channel, so if you do want to pick up anything you see here today, the link in the description and pinned comment is where you'll find our link to click on for their products and our exclusive discount code. Just so you know though, I have been carrying their pepper spray for years and long before they were ever an affiliate of this channel. While we're on disclosures, here's an even more important one, and that is that I take prayer requests. So if you guys have any of those, don't hesitate to put them in the comment section below. I love praying for you guys. The first thing we need to talk about is what pepper spray is, how it works, and why you might want it in the form of foam, gel, or stream. Oreal resin capsibium, or OC, derived from chili peppers, is the main ingredient in pepper spray that causes intense pain, it burns, temporary blindness, my eyes, through inducing swelling in the veins of the eyes, and respiratory distress. Due to inflammation of the respiratory system and mucous membranes. Effects last up to 45 minutes and cause no permanent damage. This is all measured by MC, or major capsibinoids. The MC percentage is laboratory tested, third-party verified, and it's a measurement of how effective pepper spray is. The legal maximum MC percentage is 1.4%, and that's what all of the options we'll be going over today contain. Now, all pepper spray is pressurized by CO2, and that is how it propels the gel, fog, or spray. Fog requires less aim and is better for multiple attackers, but is highly affected by wind and is pretty much going to suck for everyone when you use it, including you if the wind is blowing in the wrong direction. Gel is about as popular as stream. Both are less affected by wind, but gel even more so. Gel can be better for crowded areas when you only want to hit your attacker. It sticks really well, so it's harder to wipe off. I personally prefer stream as it strikes a balance between wind resistance, distance, and spray time. It's also better for getting into the respiratory system if your aim is close enough to the eyes and mouth as well. I hope all that nerd talk was helpful. All right, I've kept you gear fiends waiting long enough. Let's go over the Palm Pepper Spray offerings. First, the big one, the MK3. Stream spray pattern, 10% OC, 1.4% MC, 20 bursts or up to 10 seconds of continuous spray, and an effective range of 18 feet. That's 2 slain Goliaths. I would use this for bag carry and fanny packs. It's a bit too big for pocket carry, but could easily fit in a purse. This could also be a good option for your LE utility belt or vest. It has a big clip, the best range and runtime, and has the famous safety hood that is fairly quick to defeat. The only downsides are its size and the potential for smaller items to get in there and accidentally spray your hot sauce perfume. That is, if you're not storing it in a separate compartment or pouch. Let's try it at the full 18 feet. All right, so you can see there's spray. This is a fresh target, by the way, too. See there's spray. It did get on the face a little bit, and probably just a few drops is not going to feel great, but it wasn't as concentrated as I would want it to be at 18 feet. And this is probably, in my guess, I'm going to guess that this is probably going to be better at the 12 feet, but let's try 12 feet and see how it does. All right, so here we are at 12 feet with the MK3. We'll see how this does. Yeah, that's way better. Let's go check the target. Yeah, I would say this is much more of a 12-footer than an 18-footer because this looks way better than it did at 18, especially with the wind. That's my purse. I don't know you. You know, I just thought of something. That tape measure is probably gonna smell pretty spicy. The Runner. The Runner is the second largest in the lineup. Stream spray pattern, 10% OC, 1.4% MC, 20 bursts or up to 10 seconds of continuous spray, and an effective range of 12 feet. That's almost 2 Nates! This is for women or men that like to jog, as the fingerless gloves come in multiple sizes and can even act as a deterrent as your hand is dressed in the style of, "Don't try it." The glove spray combo keeps the container from sliding around when you're getting all sweaty and makes you look like George Michaels. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. I gotta have faith, faith, faith. The last two options are the smallest and easiest to conceal, and those are the keychain and pocket clip variations. Both have the same stats as the Runner: stream spray pattern, 10% OC, 1.4% MC, 20 bursts or up to 10 seconds of continuous spray, and an effective range of that same 12 feet. The keychain is great for women who always have a glob of keys in their purse. With the provided key rings, you always have your spray ready when you're heading to your car in those creepy parking lots. And if you're going somewhere that doesn't let you carry Fiesta water, like a sports arena, you can just pull it off as it can quickly detach. The pocket clip model is my absolute favorite variation. I carry it every day, as you've probably noticed watching any of my EDC videos, as it is a mainstay. Same specs as the keychain, but in my opinion gives you the most versatility in how you want to carry it. For me, it's pocket carry on my strong side because if I'm going for it, I've already determined that my right hand is not going for my gun and is instead going to employ a less than lethal solution. But you can clip this to a compartment of a bag, purse, fanny pack, elastic of your sweatpants or gym shorts. The sky's the limit! Same great safety hood. The clip can be positioned however you want it. And you can accessorize with Joseph's Technicolor rings. How I love my coat of many colors. It was green and blue and orange and red and purple. I don't think that's how it goes. All right, so here we are at our test distance. This is 12 feet, which is the maximum distance for the clip, the keychain, and the Runner pepper spray. So we're gonna go ahead and go to this max distance, see if we can actually reach our target. There's our target right over there. And this is what we're gonna be using for our test. This is a water-based trainer, and it works exactly the same way, same flip top, same button, same CO2 pressure. The difference is that this is water-based as opposed to spicy water-based. Now you can buy these in combo packs. I highly recommend you do that if you get these because you'll want to train with this before you start carrying it. All right, 12 feet, let's see how we do. Yeah. Okay, let's go check the target. All right, I don't know how well you can see this. There's a bunch of splatter here, but it's not really drenched. So you could see while I was spraying probably that I had to adjust for wind. The wind was blowing this way, so I had to point it more that way. It definitely got on him, but it wasn't a really concentrated stream because of that wind. Now, if you find yourself in a situation where you need to use pepper spray, here's what you do. Step 1. Point your pepper spray at your target. Step 2. Slide your thumb between the flip top and actuator. Step 3. Press to fire while aiming for the eyes. You may have to adjust your aim based on where your spray is landing. Also, you'll want to spray with your dominant hand while shielding the blowback with the other arm. Step 4. Get the heck out of there. If you do end up getting any on you while spraying, you'll want to flush your eyes and other exposed areas continuously with water. Do not rub your eyes. But why would you even need to use pepper spray in the first place? Excellent question. If you don't already know how to determine what level of force is morally and legally justified in any given situation, I highly recommend you figure that out before you start carrying pepper spray or anything else. I have personally taken the class When a Gun is Not an Option through MDFI, which is an amazing class for a lot of reasons. And if you want to learn more about some of the concepts we discuss here, take the class. Go to yourfavoritelibertarian.com, use our discount code, and sign up. If you're local, great. If not, sometimes they'll do an online version of the class as well. But in this context, they teach you how to determine which threat needs what. I have a little cheat sheet here so I don't get off track and I make sure I'm giving you guys accurate information, but if you want all the information, for sure take the class. This class breaks down people into 5 different types. First of which is going to be compliant. They do what you ask them to do. Second is going to be passive resistance, not doing what you ask. Active resistant, that is someone who's a big talker and is not doing what you ask, but also provoking you. Assaultive, in case you guys don't already know, assaultive is any unwanted touching. No touchy. I'm gonna touch you. No. And last is lethal, which I think you guys all know what lethal means, but I'll break it down for you. Someone with the ability, opportunity, and intent to cause serious bodily harm or a lethal consequence to their actions. Let's use a woman walking to a parking lot that's dimly lit as an example and go through some scenarios as far as what could be used for these different types of people. Now, let's say a woman is walking through the parking lot and there's a strange man walking behind her. Let's say he's a little bit further back, but the lady's creeped out by it and she says, hey, you're creeping me out. Could you maybe not follow me? That'd be great. A compliant person is going to do exactly that. They're gonna go, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to creep you out. My car's in this area too, but I'll wait here and let you get to your car if it'll make you more comfortable. Passive resistant. This might be someone that is told the same thing by that woman, but they just keep on walking at the same speed, same pace as they were before. Maybe they have earbuds in and they didn't hear her. Maybe they're actually deaf and they didn't hear her because they're deaf. Or maybe they just don't care what she thinks. They don't care if she's uncomfortable or not. They may or may not have ill intent, but they're just not following her commands. Active resistant is going to be someone who not only doesn't stop walking behind her, but also says, is this your parking lot? I'm sorry, I park here too. Do you ever think that I might want to get to my car? And maybe even going so far as to provoke her, like, what are you gonna do if I keep walking? That's someone who is active resistant, and that could either remain that, and he's just a big talker and he never does anything, or that could escalate into the other types of people that we'll talk about now. Now, the assaultive is someone who maybe within the time she's saying what she's saying to him, closes that distance and starts touching her. Yeah, this is where pepper spray is absolutely for sure coming out and getting sprayed on the person, but there are situations and there are tactics that you can use that would allow you to pepper spray them sooner or have the threat of pepper spray out so that they don't close that distance with you, because again, when we're talking about these ranges, that's where it's very ideal to not have to wait until someone's actually touching you, especially if there's someone that is stronger, bigger, or better armed than you. Last one is going to be, again, lethal, and that is where this person is not only touching you, but they are, in the instance of a man and a woman, those are the two options, guys, in case you were wondering. A man is going to be physically stronger biologically. They're going to be able to overpower a woman. If she doesn't have any of these defense tools, at the very least pepper spray, she's not really going to have much of a chance. There's that disparity of force, meaning if he starts hitting her, just one good blow to the head could unalive her, let's say. So we need to be able to deploy that pepper spray, and in the case of her actually having a firearm on her, that is where I wouldn't even worry about the pepper spray at that point. I would reach for the gun and just start putting holes in this guy. Just start using your hole punching machine, if you know what I mean. Now, here's where you can get creative, ladies, and where you can assert dominance in this situation. So if someone is not stopping, they are being passive resistant, you can say, hey, listen, I've got pepper spray. I'm gonna spray you in the face if you don't stop following me. That might get their attention and that might make them stop what they're doing. But if they don't stop what they're doing, or if they turn into the active resistant person and they start saying horrible things to you as they're coming closer, you now are aware of their intent and you have that time to spray them at that distance of 12 feet or 18 feet, whatever you're carrying at the time. You can keep them from getting to the point where they're assaulted because they're not close enough to touch you. So these are just a few tips. I'm not a lawyer. This is not legal advice. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving suggestions and you make your own decisions on that. Those would be different situations in that scenario where pepper spray would be appropriate. If they are getting closer after you told them not to, and you told them if they got closer you would use it, you use the pepper spray. If they're being assaultive, absolutely use the pepper spray if that's all you have. If they are being lethal and all you have is pepper spray, use the pepper spray. But in some of those situations, you would be better suited to shoot them in the but you might not have that. Maybe you're in a place that doesn't allow for that. If it's like a restrictive area, maybe you're in a state that doesn't recognize the Constitution, or you're just not someone who is morally ready or hasn't made that decision to carry a gun, but you still want to have something. Again, those would all be levels where pepper spray would be appropriate, and in some cases, underkill, if that makes sense. That brings me to some cons of pepper spray. It's not all gumdrops and lollipops. There are some downsides to using pepper spray. Wind. Not pepper spray friendly, but you'll still want to be outside because spraying indoors is also not great. Basically, any environment that you're in, you're going to want to spray and sprint. Correction, spray, then sprint. You don't want to pull an Annie on this one. So let's talk ranges outside with wind, because that is going to be a factor, at least in my neck of the woods, with these various ranges. So the runner and the, let's see, I have it in my pocket because I always have it on me. The clip variant and the keychain variant, these are all a max range of 12 feet, and you saw how they did it 12 feet with wind. They kind of speckled the target, but they didn't give you that really good saturation on the target. So for me, if I was actually going to be using either of these smaller ones outside, I'd want to be at least 10 feet away. I wouldn't want to be as far as 12 feet away because of that wind factor. If you're indoors, it's going to be a little bit better because you're not going to have wind to deal with, but something to think about actually training and trying out buying a couple of these and seeing how the distances work with the actual products is a really smart thing to do if you're going to be carrying these. You need to know what the capabilities of yourself are and the capabilities of your equipment is. Now, the bigger one, the MK3, this one actually did really well at 12 feet, like full saturation, didn't have any issues getting that full stream onto the target. But at 18 feet, it was kind of the same story. That stream started to turn more into a spray, and it started speckling a lot, which was still, you know, getting saturation, but it wasn't as fine point of an aiming mechanism as it was at that 12 feet. Food for thought. Also, unfortunately, pepper spray isn't effective on everyone. Some people will get pepper spray in the face and it will do nothing or barely anything, and they'll just keep coming at you. Other people, it's very effective. It's just one of those things. It's kind of like allergies. Some people are allergic to pepper spray and some people aren't. Oh. And now it's time for my Lego pepper spray story. You heard me. I'm an uncle, in case you didn't know, and I was at my niece's birthday party. It was a nice day, so we were outside in the backyard when all of a sudden a giant dog that they had never seen before came out of the woods. Sus. We told the dog to shoo, but it was being passive resistant. So I stood in between my niece and the dog and told my sister to take her inside. She did. While I was standing there, guess what I had in my hand? You guessed it, my palm pepper spray with the thumb safety defeated and my finger on that button. I would have had absolutely no problem making that dog cry. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Apparently, some new neighbors just moved into the house on the other side of the woods. Their dogs got out and they were called back and left. But boy, was I glad I had another option to deal with that situation other than shooting a dog and ruining my niece's birthday party. All right, we've covered what pepper spray is in all of its compounds and forms, when and how to use it, what to do if it gets on you, shared my pepper spray story, and even gave you some options of Palm's offerings so you can figure out which delivery vehicle works for you. The last thing I'll leave you with regarding pepper spray is this. I know a lot of people who don't believe in violence or could never hurt someone that was trying to hurt them, but those same people have no problem with carrying pepper spray. And that's awesome. I'm glad they at least have something that they're carrying every day that they can use to protect themselves. And that's why something like this is a gift that you could get anyone that says, I care about you and I want you to be safe. It's something you can easily equip everyone in your family with, and it's what, like 15 bucks? Oh, and it's even less if you go to our website and use our discount code, OW. But seriously, that's why all the women in my life have received this as a gift from me at some point for some occasion. It's just a thoughtful gift, guys. Also, for someone who carries all of the things, it's important for me to have solutions for in between a stern talking to and hollow points to the face. Well, that's gonna do it for me and my thoughts on pepper spray. If you want to support us and save money on Palm products, use the link in the description below. You can also show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing this video if you found it helpful. For Narnia! Do you have a pepper spray story? Share yours in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching, stay free, and God bless. It's just water, guys. It's the inert stuff. I didn't really use real pepper spray. Think I was gonna do that? Come on. If this video gets 1 million likes, I will really pepper spray my face. But until then, it's the trainer stuff. Available at Palm Pepper Spray.